When you get buy-in and value, you get a lot.
Welcome to the HR Like a Boss video series. If it resonates with you, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, or sharing with a friend. In the description, you will find social media links and how to listen to the entire and complete podcast interview. I've embarked on a journey to get to know amazingly awesome HR and business professionals. These conversations create the foundation for my book on what it takes to do HR like a boss. And on today's episode, I am delighted to be joined by my friend, Marty Guastella. Marty is a Chief Human Resource Officer and HR Executive Extraordinaire with over 25 years of experience right here in Cleveland, Ohio. He's got all the appropriate certifications in HR, and he has led some really exceptional organizations throughout his career, and I am delighted to have him on today's show. So Marty, welcome.
Thanks, John. I appreciate that. All very nice of you to say. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. And easy. I left out the part of that you're a killer rock star, which that was I knew the Marty HR executive, and then was fortunate to see you and your band perform several years back. So hopefully you're still doing that.
Oh yeah, I love HR, but music is my first love. I have to be honest.
Help those that don't know you, Marty, to fill in the blanks of some of your experience over that 25-year career that I referenced.
I've had a great pleasure to work with some very talented people, help some companies grow, double, triple, quadruple their size during my time, and seen a lot of great things and had a lot of great people working with me. So it's been an excellent career thus far. Very pleased and looking forward to the next step.
How would you describe the purpose of human resources from your perspective?
Human resources is a service. It's there to support and help sustain the population of an organization. HR wears a lot of hats. You've got to be the keeper of the culture. You've got to make sure that you get the very best people to come aboard and that they are happy when they're there. At the same time, you've got to be a business person. You've got to be able to help manage that business to see its future and strategically plan.
What causes you at times to feel like you are on that tightrope, that you're kind of balancing between the employer aspirations and what they're trying to accomplish, and then on the other end, trying to align all the human capital, provide them the service that like you said, they're happy with their time at the company that you're leading?
You know, at the end of the day, it's really all about collaboration. It's being able to work and interface with all levels of leadership, C-suite on to the very first level of supervisor. But at the same time, it's being able to hear the voice of the individual worker that is part of your contributing organization.
So how were you able to do that with the organizations that you mentioned and scale and grow the companies to 2 to 3 to 4 times the size, kind of pre-Marty, and then during the time you were there? And I know you're not going to take all the credit for it for sure, but curious about how you were able to do that.
In both of my most recent employers, one of the very first things I did when I got there was I just asked questions. I've probably spent the better part of 2 or 3 months just talking to people at all levels and asking them, hey, what's working, what isn't working? Why does this work for you? Why doesn't it work? If you could change things and you're the CEO, what would you do? And I got a lot of great advice, and if you really want to know what's going on, talk to the people in the organization. If you focus on just getting it from one particular perspective, your C-suite or the first level management, you're missing a lot. So it's understanding where everybody is. It's understanding what the organizational objectives might be for immediate need and long-term need, and then putting together a strategic HR business plan that is aligned with the strategic plan of the company.
Do you think those business leaders that you're asking those questions to, was it a different approach than maybe other HR executives just trying to understand their business? Like, did you get any like pushback or hesitation, or why are you asking me all these questions, or did they get where you were coming from?
You know what? If I'm being honest, it was really kind of a balance of both. I'm the new guy. I'm part of the executive team. I'm asking questions about what works and what doesn't work. And if you have a position of prominence in the organization, you want to be careful of what you say. But if you establish a relationship with someone and you start to talk with them and they see you're being honest and they They know that you're having this conversation in a confidential manner, that your ultimate purpose is to make everybody better. You'd be surprised how people will share what they really feel.
When you learn something from someone and they shared kind of a challenge that they faced, or maybe they were struggling with a team member or team members or alignment with the culture, were there things that you could recommend to the HR community that's listening of the how to remove those barriers and kind of work your way through kind of stuck with a challenge to, okay, we figured it out?
Clearly, you have to understand all of the bigger picture, all the challenges that are presented. And some could be relatively minor, some are much more significant. But the most criticality thing is, how does that align to the business? And then put those challenges in a priority. For example, if an organization is seeking greater ways to recognize performance, then that's great. That's good news. But before you can really get there, you really have to ensure the people you're bringing aboard have the resources to perform. So you have to find prioritization in the key elements you're trying to correct, and recognize that you're going to be trying different things. The first try might not work, so you have to be able to be nimble and react quickly to turn a corner. You want to bring people along with you in the process, and they can see the value in what you're doing. When you get buy-in and value, you get a lot.
It's a kind of a loaded question. The one thing that you found that has made that impact?
I would say, if I had to narrow it down to one thing, it's about building solid relationships at all levels of the organization. People need to know they can trust you.
Well, I will get you out of here on this, Marty. You've been great as usual, and I appreciate you coming on to the show today. So the book is titled HR Like a Boss. So if you had to describe someone that does HR like a boss, what would that sound like?
Like Bruce Springsteen. No, wait a minute, that's not right.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, or Bernie Kosar in the back.
Yes.
Of your thing on the wall there. It's
yes.
Cool. No, you've got to be on the ball. You've got to be responsible, take charge, but at the same time, you're not a person, you're not a team of one. You've got a whole bunch of people working with you.
Marty, thank you for being on the show. As a quick recap for those listening, you mentioned something at the very beginning, that HR is a service. It's a service to the human capital as well as to the business. And you mentioned several characteristics about collaboration and being inquisitive by asking questions, and an ability to be nimble and adding value and getting buy-in, how impactful that can be in your ability to develop relationships and move the business forward. So a lot of great, insightful moments in today's show, Marty, and I really appreciate it.
John, thanks for this opportunity. Appreciate talking with you. My pleasure.
Thank you, everyone, for checking out today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend. And until next time, let's continue to aspire to do amazingly awesome HR.